Why your paycheck might be your biggest risk. The reality. Right now, as you watch this video, millions of people around the world are living one paycheck away from complete financial disaster. These aren't unemployed people without skills or education. These are hardworking individuals with jobs, with salaries, with direct deposits hitting their accounts every 2 weeks. But here's the terrifying truth. They're building their entire lives on quicksand. They've confused having a job with having security. They've mistaken a paycheck for financial stability. And when that paycheck stops, not if, but when their entire world collapses. This video is about turning your employment into real, lasting financial security before it's too late. Because the question isn't whether your income will end. The question is, what will you have built before it does? In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you why your job is both your greatest opportunity and your biggest risk, and exactly what you need to do about it starting today. The comfortable trap. Let me tell you about Michael. Michael worked for the same company for 23 years. He was good at his job. He got raises, promotions, bonuses. Every month, his paycheck came like clockwork. He bought a nice house, drove a decent car, took vacations, sent his kids to good schools. Michael felt successful. He felt secure. Then one Tuesday morning, he was called into a conference room. The company was restructuring. His position was being eliminated. After 23 years, he had 90 days. Michael walked out of that building with a severance package and a sinking feeling. When he got home and actually looked at his finances, the reality hit him like a freight train. He had maybe 4 months of expenses saved. His lifestyle required his full salary. And at 52 years old, starting over wasn't going to be easy. Michael isn't unusual. He's normal. Most employed people are Michael. They're trading their time and energy for money, then trading all that money for lifestyle, leaving nothing for the inevitable day when the income stops. Are you Michael? The 4 horsemen. Your employment will end, not might end, not could end, will end. And there are exactly 4 ways this happens. I call them the 4 horsemen of job loss, and they're coming for everyone. The first horseman is the layoff. This is when your company decides you're no longer needed. Maybe it's downsizing, restructuring, merging, automating, or just cutting costs. You could be the best employee they have, but if the numbers don't work, you're gone. In the United States alone, millions of people are laid off every single year. Companies that seemed invincible disappear. Industries that employed millions shrink to thousands. Remember Blockbuster? They had over 80,000 employees. Remember Borders Bookstore? Gone. Remember all those people who said their companies would never let them go? They're updating their resumes right now. The layoff doesn't care about your loyalty, your performance, or your family's needs. It comes from a spreadsheet decision made in a boardroom where nobody knows your name. And here's the worst part. It usually comes without warning. One day you're employed, the next day you're not. The 4 horsemen. The second horseman is sickness. Your body is not a machine, and eventually, it will break down or need rest. Maybe it's an injury, a chronic illness, a mental health crisis, or just burnout that makes it impossible to continue. According to research, 1 in 4 workers will experience a disability lasting more than 90 days before they retire. 1 in 4. And when sickness comes, not only does your income stop, but your expenses often skyrocket. Medical bills, treatments, medications, care all while you can't work. The third horseman is business failure. This isn't about you at all. Your company could go bankrupt. Your industry could collapse. Economic recessions happen. Markets crash. Technologies disrupt entire sectors overnight. You could do everything right and still lose your job because the business itself fails. And the fourth horseman? That's retirement. Even if you dodge every other horseman, this one catches everyone who lives long enough. One day, whether you're ready or not, you'll be too old to work. Your energy will fade, your skills will become outdated, or your body simply won't cooperate anymore. These 4 horsemen are inevitable. You can't stop them, but you can prepare for them. The deadly mindset and instant gratification. Here's the mindset that destroys people financially. I have a job, therefore I have security. This is the most dangerous lie employed people tell themselves. Your job is not security. Your job is a temporary income stream. Let me say that again because it's critical. Your job is a temporary income stream that should be funding permanent assets. But most people do the opposite. They get a job and immediately inflate their lifestyle to match their income. Why? Because we live in a world that worships instant gratification. You want something, you buy it now. You see an advertisement, you click and purchase within minutes. Buy now, pay later. 0% financing. Credit cards making it effortless to spend money you don't have. Our entire economy is designed to get you to consume immediately and constantly. But here's the brutal truth. Every dollar you spend on instant gratification is a dollar that won't be working for your future. That new phone, those designer clothes, that expensive dinner, you're trading future freedom for present pleasure. And most people make this trade unconsciously, over and over, until they wake up decades later with nothing but memories and debt. The shift you need is to delay gratification. To choose future security over present comfort. The asset mindset. So what's the alternative? It's what I call the asset mindset. Every dollar your job pays you is a soldier you're sending out to capture territory and send back resources. You're not working for money to spend. You're working for money to deploy. Your employment is a phase, not a destination. It's the construction phase of your financial life, and what you're constructing is a machine that generates income without your labor. Think about it differently. Employed people trade time for money. Financially free people have money that makes money. Your goal while employed is to build enough money making money that you don't need to trade time anymore. This isn't about becoming rich enough to buy expensive things. This is about becoming free enough that your survival doesn't depend on someone else deciding to keep paying you. When you have assets generating income, investments paying dividends, properties generating rent, bonds paying interest, businesses running systematically, accounts growing through compound interest, you have real security. Not job security, income security. The kind where if you lose your job tomorrow, your life doesn't collapse because your lifestyle is funded by assets, not by employment. That's the goal. That's what financial preparation actually means. Pay yourself first. Here's the most important financial rule you'll ever learn. Pay yourself first. Not pay your bills first, not pay your lifestyle first, pay yourself first. What does this mean? It means the moment your paycheck hits your account, before you spend a single dollar on anything else, you take 20 to 30% and move it directly into your investment accounts. Automatically, non-negotiably, not what's left over at the end of the month. There will never be anything left over. Not when things are more comfortable, they never will be. Right now, immediately, from your next paycheck forward, 20 to 30% goes to building your financial freedom. But I can't afford that, you're thinking. Yes, you can. You just can't afford your current lifestyle if you do it. And that's exactly the point. Your current lifestyle is the trap. Your lifestyle should be built on 70 to 80% of your income, with 20 to 30% minimum going to your future. If you can't live on 70 to 80% of what you make, you're living above your means, and you're setting yourself up for disaster. This isn't about deprivation. This is about priority. You're prioritizing your freedom over your comfort. You're prioritizing your family's future over today's luxuries. And here's the beautiful part. Once this becomes automatic, you adjust. The 3-tier fortress. Now, that 20 to 30% you're paying yourself, it needs to be deployed strategically into what I call the 3-tier fortress. These are 3 layers of financial protection that work together to make you unshakable. Tier 1 is your emergency fund. This is 6 months of living expenses in cash, sitting in a high-yield savings account where you can access it immediately. This is your foundation, your shield against immediate crisis. If you lose your job tomorrow, you have 6 months to figure things out without panic. This tier isn't about growth, it's about survival and peace of mind. Build this first, before anything else. Tier 2 is your growth investments. This is money in the stock market, index funds, real estate investment trusts, bonds, assets that grow over time and generate returns. This tier is about compound interest working for you. It's about turning your money into more money. This is where wealth actually gets built, where your dollars multiply, where time becomes your ally instead of your enemy. Tier 3 is your legacy wealth. This is long-term investments that you don't touch for decades. Retirement accounts, real estate, business investments, trusts, assets designed to compound over 20, 30, 40 years. This tier is about ensuring you never outlive your money and that your children start their adult lives ahead instead of behind. The hidden gold mine, high-interest bonds. Now here's something most people completely overlook, especially if you live in certain countries. Government bonds with high interest rates. In many emerging markets and developing countries, government bonds can pay interest rates of 10, 15, even 20% or more per year. Let me put that in perspective. If you invest $10,000 in bonds paying 15% annual interest, you're earning $1,500 every single year without doing anything. That's passive income, real, dependable, government-backed passive income. In countries like Brazil, Turkey, Argentina, Egypt, Nigeria, and many others, bond rates can be extraordinary compared to the 2 or 3% you might get in developed markets. Yes, there are currency risks and inflation considerations you need to understand, but for people living and earning in those currencies, these bonds can be wealth-building machines. Imagine building a bond portfolio that pays you enough interest every month to cover your basic expenses. That's not a fantasy, it's mathematics. And it's available to regular employed people who choose to invest instead of consume. The key is to start building this portfolio while you're employed, so that by the time any of those 4 horsemen arrive, you have interest payments coming in that soften the blow or even replace your salary entirely. This is delayed gratification at its finest, sacrificing spending today so that tomorrow you have income whether you work or not. The power of compound interest and time. Let me show you why starting now matters so much. Compound interest is the closest thing to magic that exists in finance. Here's how it works. Your money earns returns, and then those returns earn returns, and then those returns on returns earn more returns. It snowballs. Let's say you invest $500 every month in a diversified portfolio of stocks and bonds that averages 8% annual returns, which is conservative based on historical data. After 10 years, you've put in $60,000 of your own money, but your account is worth $91,000. That extra $31,000 came from compound growth. After 20 years, you've invested $120,000, but your account is worth $295,000. After 30 years, you've invested $180,000, but your account is worth $745,000. That's over $500,000 that you didn't contribute, it came from compound growth. But here's the critical part. This only works if you start now and stay consistent. Someone who starts investing at 25 and stops at 35, investing just $50,000 total, will have more money at 65 than someone who starts at 35 and invests until 65, putting in $150,000. Time matters more than amount. Every year you delay costs you exponentially. The best time to start was 10 years ago. The second best time is right now. Practical first steps. So what do you actually do? Let me give you concrete actions you can take this week. First, calculate exactly what 20 to 30% of your monthly income is. Write that number down. Second, open a high-yield savings account if you don't have one. Third, set up an automatic transfer from your checking account to that savings account for the day after your paycheck deposits. Make it automatic so you can't forget or change your mind. Fourth, commit to building your 6-month emergency fund before moving to investments. Cut expenses ruthlessly. Sell things you don't need, work extra hours if possible, get that foundation built. Fifth, once your emergency fund is complete, research investment options available in your country. If you have access to high-interest government bonds, learn how to buy them. If you're in a market with lower rates, look into low-cost index funds. Talk to a financial advisor if needed, but educate yourself first so you understand what they're recommending. Sixth, set up automatic monthly investments. The day after you get paid, money automatically moves to your investments. You never see it, never touch it, never miss it. Seventh, practice delayed gratification in your daily life. Before any non-essential purchase, wait 72 hours. Most impulse desires fade. That money saved is money invested in your freedom. These 7 steps will put you ahead of 90% of employed people. The legacy vision. Let me leave you with this final thought. What you're building isn't just for you, it's for your children and their children. Right now, you're either perpetuating a cycle of financial struggle or you're breaking it. Most people inherit nothing but debt and stress from their parents. They start their adult lives from zero, or worse, from negative. They repeat the same mistakes because nobody showed them a different way. You have the power to change that. Imagine your child graduating college with no debt and starting their career already understanding investing, bonds, compound interest, delayed gratification because you taught them by example. Imagine them receiving assets when you're gone that give them options, security, and freedom instead of just memories and bills. That's what this is really about. Your job is temporary, your life is temporary, but what you build can last for generations. The money you invest today could fund your retirement, yes, but it could also fund your children's education, your grandchildren's opportunities, and break your family free from the employment trap forever. Build your fortress. Delay gratification. Invest in assets that pay you back. Disclaimer. This video is for educational purposes only and is not financial advice. Please consult with a qualified financial advisor before making any investment decisions. Otherwise, if this message spoke to you today, please remember to subscribe and share this with your loved ones. You never know who might be fighting a silent battle in the dark. Be sure to look out for more educational and encouraging videos right here at your social university. We love entertainment, but our true passion is helping people get unstuck. No one has to climb out of the hole alone. Let's grow and learn together. We will see you in the next video.